Welcome back, everyone, and after our mid-season break, we are back for round 18 of the World Championship in ALR Gold. And after, well, if you can remember back to about 2 weeks ago, goodness me, we did sign off with a bang, and we're going to sign back on with a bang as well, aren't we? Hopefully not literally, but I am expecting some tough racing out here tonight, especially as the walls are close and Singapore is one of the most difficult and demanding circuits on all of the calendar, and potentially still the longest race of the season, albeit we have lost at 4 corners over the, well, not the last season, but the season before we raced around here. But there is also a huge development in the championship as well. Of course, with Sam Swift Ninja getting his first ever DNF of his Formula One career, and that has made given a nice buffer to the Lucas Percy at the moment. And so Percy's got a 25 point in the championship lead, which hopefully we'll show you in just a jiffy. But before we do so, we've already got cars out on circuit editors. We've got the Alpine of Knowles out there. We've got Indigo in the Mercedes. Of course, we've got a debut tonight as well. And there they are. It's Tori. Or is it Tori? I don't know. But Tori then driving the Scuderia Ferrari then tonight. Then, of course, reserve drivers, as I remind you, a new rule for this season. I know that we're 18 rounds into the season, but I've got to stress this anyway. The reserve drivers do not score points for the constructors they're racing for, mainly because over the last couple of seasons or so, it has given that constructor an unfair advantage. And I'm thinking of Jay Hings in bronze one year when Jay Hings was racing basically for Ferrari more often than not, and basically helped into the constructors. Technically inferior, it didn't really make much difference because Jay Hings did become a full-time driver in Ferrari towards the end anyway. But just in case, it did give Ferrari technically an unfair advantage. But anyway, good luck to Tori on making their full-blown debut here tonight, and cannot wait what the driver can do there. Which I'm sure they're from Norway, to be honest, but I'm not sure if that's me looking at their flag wrong or whatnot. On board of Markey, of course, I'm making his 6th Grand Prix start tonight of the season in the Kick Sauber. Just coming into the first sector now then. So, yes, then qualifying 1, 2, and 3 then, as like the real Formula 1 qualifying, we're losing 5 of the slowest drivers, and that is 16th down to 20th, and then it's 11th down to 15th, and then the top 10 shootout in the final 10-minute qualifying session, or 12 minute, I should say. Qualifying session then, to determine the grid then for this very brutal circuit that this is going to be. Right then, let me sit down a minute because this is going to get very juicy indeed then. Of course, then it is Bonfire Night, isn't it? Which I think is actually on Tuesday, isn't it? Or Wednesday, something like that. And of course, I hope you all had a lovely Halloween as well. For once, I was allowed outside without putting my mask on. So, of course, that's beautiful stuff indeed, isn't it? Anyway, enough about my personal Halloween personal Halloween. Dennis, I hope you all had a lovely Halloween as well. If you celebrate a 27-4, then, of course, remember, we have lost the infamous Nelson Piquet Jr., of course, when we had Crashgate with the Renault team back in 2008. Then. So the lap times are going to be quicker. The race time, which means it's going to be a bit shorter, but I still think it's the longest race of the season still, just because of the average lap time is just so slow around here, with the amount of turning, amount of slow speed and all that kind of jazz. Here is the world champion and defending world champion, Sam Swift Ninja, with his first ever DNF last time out in Baku in Azerbaijan. Then, of course, we are on round 18 now as we're in the twilight of the Formula 1 World Championship season. On board now with the champion then. Tori has currently 400 seconds slower than Knowlesy at the moment. Then Sam Swift Ninja goes to the top of the time. She's by almost 9/10 of a second there. The champion is very much on a rich run of form already then. Toy Coin then is only doing 27.3 then, and Toy Coin is usually the measuring stick of qualifying, but unfortunately, only in the 27 so far. Sam Swift Ninja then hoping to bounce back after that DNF and last about them. No Red Bulls are eligible to score tonight. As you can see, we've got Young Lights, who's I think Young Lights has never started so many Grand Prix before in his career of ALR in a single season, like I said. I'm sure he's on like 11 or 12 now, if I'm not very much mistaken. Let's take a quick look, shall we? Yes, 12 Grand Prix starts, and I don't think Young Lights has ever started so many races. Very good stuff indeed there for Young Lights as he just flicks past me now then, down Raffles Boulevard, I think it is, accelerator away there. But unfortunately for Red Bull, they're destroying the Constructors' Championship. Open up a good opportunity then for Alpine to get some points on the board then as well, maybe overtake the Red Bull team if they haven't done so already, which I probably should know, but we haven't gone through the championship yet, so that's why I'm keeping us all on edge. Indigo has gone into 7th fast moment. Jay Hings is currently in, he's now down to 7th, Jay Hings is, but as Lights goes into a 27 flat, then it goes second on this session there. Not second on the grid, of course, because as you can see a lock up there from the McLaren driver. Here comes Chappers, car 92, I think it is. There is Chappers in the Williams, and across the line, Chappers going third fastest. He's been superb in qualifying this season, Chappers has. Unfortunately, race trim hasn't got as many points as probably what he deserves, really, because he has been superb in the qualifying trim, but race trim is a bit, unfortunately, is where the points are scored. It's back, Nosey is saying that. I think he's on about me, but yes, I am Button, as I've been brought out of my box, like a vampire, basically. Across the line there goes Coop. He was in 6th position at this moment in time. Delando goes into 7th at the moment. And the former bronze champion there, just getting out of the way. Pease, then who first start this season, I think, for Pease in gold, I believe, because I haven't got him on my spreadsheet. So, Pease then, who has raced a number of times, a 5-time Grand Prix winner-ish, or something like that, for Pease. And, of course, he's started over 50 Grand Prix in his Formula 1 career as well. So Pease had no slouch then, but unfortunately for the Red Bull team, no points is going to be scored tonight, as we keep stressing there, as no Red Bull full-time drivers are in the car tonight, unfortunately. DRS said down at Raffles Boulevard here then. ALR then for Equals, as good something that for Equals, who's currently out on circuit at the moment then. Astra John is asked to join the session, but unfortunately for Astra John, he's slightly too late there, because we've already started the session. We're quite early, actually, here tonight. And I've got to say, wasn't it lucky that the Brazilian Grand Prix was actually brought forward by, I think it was 90 minutes, wasn't it? As Pease goes third fast. Red Bull got 2 very good pedalers in this evening. And I think that both Red Bull drivers are former Grand Prix winners as well at this level. So great stuff indeed there for Red Bull. But unfortunately, it's not good stuff really for Red Bull, because they won't be scoring any points as a constructor. I said that the third time tonight. Oh my goodness gracious me, it's like I'm upset with that. Yellow flag there for one of the McLarens. I think they're just getting out of the way then. Here comes Equals and flicking it into the final few corners. Only 19 turns on this course now instead of at 23 a few seasons ago. Lucas Percy, I was just reading his comment, and of course the man who leads the championship, only down in 10th at the moment now. And of course Lucas Percy has mentioned now as Lucas Percy hasn't touched the game in 2 weeks. I've just got home from London and been awake since 3 a.m. Wish me luck, Sean. I wish you luck, my good sir. I wish all 19 drivers good luck as well in this one there. But of course, I think that Percy's been doing very much similar to what the Formula 1 drivers have been doing. Of course, they've been up since about 4, probably 3 in the morning over in Brazil with qualifying and the race on the same day, which I think is the 6th time in F1 history. However, a lovely stat I like today is it's the first time that a non-German driver qualified on pole position on a Sunday qualifying session. Now, Sam Swift Ninja only, actually Kez has gone into a 26 as well. Then Kez are looking strong on this stage of the proceedings as well. Immortal, unfortunately, down in, it's not a representative time just yet, so Immortal's going to have to go around again then, unfortunately. Jay Hings out on a 28.4 at the moment, half a second away from the David Tori at the moment, who's down in 15th in the Ferrari. Here comes Immortal. You can see, look at that, there's a minute as a curb set, but Immortal takes all of the curb. And in front of us is Nosey, who is on a second lap by the looks of things, as well. The cameraman has completely missed, there he is, has completely missed Immortal, but he's just coming down into that infamous turn 7 if you're a Lewis Hamilton fan there, as of course Webber crashed with Hamilton there in 2010, and then of course in 2012 Hamilton's engine expired. I think it was actually in turn 8 technically, but of course that was, then again, of course, a week or 2 later, Hamilton announced that he was going to Mercedes, and the rest, as they say, is history. Over Anderson's Bridge, not sure if it was built by a guy by a gentleman or a lady called Anderson, or if it's by someone off the Matrix. I do not know. Of course, Mr. Anderson, which always used to reminiscent quite well. I don't know why. Down Raffles Boulevard, then comes Mortal. Mortal there, of course, a multiple pole sitter in ALR. Astra John has joined, but unfortunately, we've got a full grid then. Of course, I think Vessier then was the latest driver then to chuck their name forward then and come in there. So unfortunately for Astro John then, no, there's no space at the moment. And third driver to go into 26.998 is Immortal. Troy out on circuit, the Super Swede then, of course, the Season 8 World Champion. The Season 8 World Champion, and of course, we was meant to have Gurman back on the grid tonight, but unfortunately, I don't think they're not racing, are they? Here comes Troy then, of course, so technically, the earliest champion on the grid then, but Season 8 World Champion there for Troy in that legendary season as him, Boxtel, and Lucas Percy went to, basically, they went in for a formidable battle, didn't they, for the championship? And probably one of my favourite seasons, because it was cracking stuff to watch, wasn't it? I really enjoyed that. Over the Anderson Bridge then for Vessia. Vessia will be driving in silver tomorrow, hopefully. Then, of course, silver, I think the championship is not as close in silver as it is in gold and as in bronze there. But I must say, you've got to just admire the performance of Ultimate Beast this season. I'm not going to steal Knowlesy's thunder or lightning or whatever you call it. Hopefully we won't have any thunder or lightning tonight. We did have a lot yesterday in Brazil, didn't we? And we also had a lot of rain as well today, of course. What a race it was indeed. I'm not going to spoil it too much then, because Lucas Percy, for example, probably has not watched it yet. Across the line there comes Vessier on a 28.8 so far. 4/10 of a second behind fellow silver driver of Jay Hings there. And now Menace has gone second fast. He was pole sitter last time. Menace, if only a Grand Prix win in his career so far. He's had 5 pole positions, Menace has. But unfortunately, in terms of Grand Prix wins, not really. Only got that one victory to his name so far, unfortunately, for Menace. As we're just on board with Troy then coming into what used to be known as the Singapore Sling before they got rid of that, which I think that that is a shame, really. Look at Troy there, maximising all of the space on the circuit and then some incredible commitment there from Troy. Lovely stuff indeed there. Of course, Troy then... I think that Troy's last season, this season, not at his pinnacle best, like he used to be, of course, especially when he won the championship, and even the season before, 7 and 8 for Troy was probably one of where he was really at his peak powers. Just dropped off the board, Troy has over the past season or two, unfortunately. Not sure, I think it might be the handling of these new cars, potentially. It might just be, of course, Troy might be losing a bit of the pace as well, potentially, then, as maybe age is catching up on the young man, potentially. I can't say much. I'm goodness me, I'm 3.5 decades old, so I can't say too much at all. But again, I've never had that speed to begin with, have I? What's going on here? Knowlesy was out on a lap, or I thought he was out on a lap, but he did abandon it potentially. Equals then out on the soft tyres, and of course everyone should be on the soft tyres around here, because to be honest, I think if anyone's on the medium or the hard tyres then, and they get through, then goodness me, that's a hell of an effort indeed then. Here is Equals then, of course, currently out of the drop zone, but he's very much in the danger zone, with about just over a 10th of a second in front of Delando. Knowlesy, Torrey, Jay Hings and Vessier are currently all staring into the abyss at the moment, all out of qualifying here in the original nighttime race, and of course circuit debuted way back in 2008 then, which doesn't sound too way back at all for me personally, because it totally feels like yesterday, 2008, and of course but I must say the cars are quite beautiful there, didn't they? But then they look nice as well, of course, I can't get me wrong, but I do have a soft spot for Formula 1 cars way back then. Out of the front, over the Anderson Bridge there, I was looking at the wrong part of the map then, and of course there, as Menace is happily through that. So at the moment then, Young Lights in at and Troy's coming in the pits then, but Young Lights feels like he's going to have to come out again then with 3.5 minutes to go. So Young Lights not feeling too confident with that pace so far, but I must say that he is on the edge of the 26s. I feel that that should be more than enough then, but I wonder if Young Lights feels that getting an extra run in here might help him out then. Equaz improves his position, but I must say his situation is still looking very perilous. Not as perilous as the championship leader. Here is Lucas Percy down in 15th position. We just heard him in the comments, and Percy's in the pits then, and Percy could be out of qualifying here. There's a lot of frustration there for Percy. He won the Grand Prix last week, or the week before, and now is all of a sudden could be out of qualifying here. He's got 2/10 of a second buffer over himself and Delando, who is currently going faster. I think I sure said it was 2/10 of a second up then, which is a enough to get himself through. Lucas Percy, there was a lot of frustration coming into the pit lane as well. We've got 2.5 minutes to go in this qualifying session out of photo, and Percy's out of qualifying. Well, he's got 2.5 minutes if he can get back out. It's a long old lap around here, then it's almost 90 seconds, so Percy's going to have to get round quickly if he wants to have any chance of getting himself out of this qualifying session. Tory is on a lap, but he's invalidated. Going to stick with Young Lights, who is very much out of bounds there, ever so slightly, but I think that his lap is still carrying on then. Well, no, he's abandoned his lap, actually, as Light says. So Light's trying to improve, but unfortunately didn't. Coop as in Soup starting his lap. Delando currently in 14th position at the moment there with Equels there, who hasn't got more. He hasn't got enough. I don't think he's got enough fuel, sadly, then for Equels. So I think that Equels could be also, like Percy, exiting the qualifying session here and now and be a spectator, unfortunately. Board of Coupe in the Aston Martin there, and it looks like that we potentially could have two Aston Martins out of qualifying here. Percy is in the pits at the moment. Let's see if Percy can come out. Yes, Percy's back out now. The World Championship leader is out now with about 90 seconds to go, so it's not going to be a leisurely outlap here for Percy. He's got to get on with it, otherwise Percy will be staring at a qualifying 1 exit, which is certainly not on my bingo card tonight then. As so just watching Coupe, he's 4/10 a second. That's a mega second sector there for Coupe. That's currently going to put him up into 6th at the moment there. Great middle sector there for Coupe. Can he keep the momentum going? There's the Williams in the foreground there. That is Chappers, who's currently 9th. So I think there's a lot of track evolution going out there potentially then. Or is this just driver evolution? I reckon it's a bit of the both, to be honest. More confidence you throw into the corners and the quicker you're going to be out of the final turn. And Coupe's had a great time there for 26.9, and that's going to that's going to really take a lot of notice for other drivers there. I think that's an impressive time there from Coupe. But what has Markey done? Markey's done a good time as well, and also gone 5th fastest. I reckon that there's going to be some tears in this one. What about Tory? Tory's coming across the line, only found 4 fouls to a second there, and that could be it there for Tory the debutant. Jay Hings there is invalidating their time, is going to go around again, and they have gone round again. What about Percy? 24 seconds to go for Percy. Percy will be last driver across the line then, and then it's going to be all or nothing. Indigo is invalidated here. Indigo's 12th at the moment, but Indigo luckily has invalidated quite early on and is going to go around again then. So Indigo is actually going to be last driver across the line. Here comes Vessi, who's found 5/10 of a second. That will put him in the ballpark of Jay Hings there, but I don't think it's going to get him out of qualifying. Unfortunately, it does. Vessier is out of qualifying, 19th on the grid in the kick salver, but of course Vessier very late coming into this session there, so probably didn't have much preparation time, unfortunately. Knowlesy is from 2/10 of a second up on his previous best there, and that's not enough to get him out of qualifying either at the moment. And I think a lot of drivers may breathe a huge sigh of relief here. Knowlesy is out of qualifying. He's 16th, but he's in front of the former champion. What about Chappers? Chappers across the line. Chappers goes 10th fastest. I think it underlines how well the Coupe and Markey's laps are, because they were great laps, weren't they? I think we got Coupe coming into the pit set. I'm just looking for Tory. Tory is 3/10 of a second down, unfortunately, so that might be their day done and dusted. What about Jay Hings? That's what I'm looking for. Jay Hings, half a second up. Where is that going to put him? Now, put him up to where about Tory is at the moment, in 18th position on the grid there. But what has Jay Hings got left in the piggy bank as he's into 18 and 19 now, out of the final turn, and Jay Hings goes 18th there. I've just read a comment. I'll read it out. I've just seen a comment. I'll read it out in a minute. Vessier is asking that he's got no pace there, and there's something changed on the cars. And better. Look at that. We got Percy, who has saved his potential Grand Prix here by getting himself through into qualifying too. But my goodness me, the championship leader, that was a bit more stress than what he would have liked there. He's been up since 3. He's been to London and back again, and I think the Percy would like to a bit more of a leisurely introduction back into Grand Prix racing here tonight after about 3 weeks out, or 2 weeks out then, as we've all had a bit of a break then with the American, the usual American legs of Formula 1 there clashes with our Grand Prix. Luckily, Brazil was brought forward today, wasn't it? Otherwise, we could still be watching it, to be honest, if it was at normal race time. Simon Swift Ninja with a big old grin on his face there, fast among there. Percy, in the end, found the time he needed there to get himself himself through, but my goodness me, that's not ideal at all. Vessier, as we heard in the comments there, Vessier struggling then and asked if something's changed because he's got no pace in his setup. Tori on his debut, 19th on the grid, unfortunately there. Jay Hings, 18th, Knowlesy in 17th, and Equals in the comments as well. Nil pace there for the Visa Cash App Red RB team, which will now be known as Racing Bulls next season. Yeah. So there we go. As we now roll on into qualifying 2 then. As we do go into qualifying 2, let's take a look at the drivers and the constructors standings, shall we? And as it stands at the moment then, it's Lucas Percy who took the lead in the championship last time out after a superb race, which took the Grand Prix lead. And Sam Swift Ninja, they was joint on points. It's now 25 points separates those two at the moment. Menace Max is currently 97 points away from Sam Swift, 122 points away from the championship lead. I think it's a 2-horse race now, albeit we've got still a lot of points left to go, haven't we? So anything can still happen. Immortal in third position, a strong season for Immortal, but they're all queuing up behind Immortal, with Brabbit only 8 points back. Great season for Brabbit. Toy Coin only 5 points away from Brabbit, and Troy only 8 points away from Toy Coin as well. Then Keza in 9th position there. Sorry, 8th position I should say. Keza in 9th position. They're all coming out of the grid. It's quite early here. And then we've got Kaz in 9th, Equals in 10th position there. We just heard Equals saying he's got no pace at all. Then we've got and then we have got Indigo in a 12th position, Cam 11th, I should say. Delando in 13th, Legends 14th, Marky 15th, Boxtow in 16th position, as everyone's coming out of the pits of the boat. Then we've got Chapper 17th and Coop in 18th on 11 points. 19th is Knowlesy on 4 points, and Red Bull, Mr. Raging Bull only on 20 points at this moment in time, unfortunately. So that's a bit disappointing there for Mr. Raging Bull. Well, what does that do for the constructors, I hear? So let's quickly go for the constructors as well. Aston Martin, have I got me right thingy-majig up? I have indeed. Aston Martin, 24 points in front of the Williams team now. So a big set to the constructors championship, but it's so close in the drivers and the constructors. It's absolutely fascinating, isn't it? Ferrari, 133 points away at the moment. Now Ferrari can still gate crash. 133 points is not a lot in the grand scheme of things. Both Haas cars are reluctant to come out of the pits at the moment now. Haas are in 4th position. The constructors only 30 points away from the Scuderia Ferrari team. RB in 5th position in their debut, and potentially their only 2 seasons in ALR before they become the Racing Bulls next season. Thank goodness for that, because RB is a rubbish name. 132 points there for the Mercedes team. 109 points for Alpine. Kick Sauber on 88. 49 points for the McLaren team, and Red Bull not scoring tonight, and it's starting to get cut adrift, unfortunately. Not ideal at all for the Red Bull team, unfortunately, there. As I think I'm the only driver I'm the only person in the world that cares about the joint constructors, but there we go. Right, who is out on track first? I think it's Menace Max. It is Menace Max. We're on board with the Ferrari driver as well. Coming at us, it's quite a reasonable rate of knots there, isn't he? Coming up to the infamous turn 7 there. Evening, Shannon, says Serious Merchant. Good evening to you, my good sir then. As we've also got Vessier saying, I haven't either. It seems like I got any pace whatsoever. It feels like there's been an update to the handling, says Vessier. Pull your figure out, Troy. Says Serious Merchant as well. I can't. There was an update, wasn't there? Last Monday or the Monday before, but I'm not sure if it was. I'm not sure what kind of update it was. It was something to do with PS5 update or something like that, wasn't it? I think I can't remember, to be honest. I don't really read any of the update notes because normally they don't affect me. Albeit I should probably start reading them more, as I need to get into the zone ready for my 100% race on Wednesday, which I think I'm in Austin. Yes, I am in Austin. Fantastic. As I really would like to forget this race that I had here a couple of weeks ago, which luckily I have forgotten about it, because it wasn't a very good race at all. There's Menace getting very close to the wall. Of course, Vettel used to get very close to that wall as well, didn't he? Especially in his Red Bull years. Across the line, Menace Max on a 26.5 then to go fastest. That's surely on new tyres. That's an incredible time there. Mortal has just eclipsed him. I say eclipsed, but it was tongue-in-cheek by a couple of hundredths of a second. And Sam Swift, 0.2 of a second improvement. equipment and goes faster than Immortal. These are the impressive times right from the get-go. I thought that they would probably be still hovering in the 27s or late 26s for now, but my goodness me, they're right off the blocks and right out there, right from the get-go. Percy in 5th position, Indigo's gone 6th fastest, Young Lights in P's 7th and 8th there, 9th is Coop, and Markey completes the top 10 mode now. Brabbit is coming into the pits because he's had a glancing blow of the wall by the looks of things. We've seen a yellow flag fluttering ever so briefly. Out of the final turn then for Chappers, 11 fast and slowest of the time runners thus far. Your connection will be bad in... Hang on, let me get this... Your connection will be bad in Austin. Serious Runner says, "Oh gosh, I hope not. But it's the musical capital of the world, isn't there? So I might be streaming some hard rock and roll. That's what they listen to in Texas, isn't it? A bit of rock and roll, isn't it? Of course, it is the musical capital of the world. However, before we even get to Austin, of course, we're here in Singapore. But of course, the original night racer, of course, debuted back in 2008. Then, of course, we've only ever had one wet race, and I think we've only ever had one wet session, haven't we, around here? No, we had a practice session. It was damp, didn't we? But it was like a practice one or something like that. So, but I don't think it was an actually proper wet session, was it? But yeah, I must admit, the 2017 Singapore Grand Prix, sadly, will always be remembered for potentially of when Ferrari's championship hopes of that season kind of went up in smoke, really, as both Ferraris came to blows as sandwiched Max Verstappen. Of course, Max Verstappen was in the being branded a bit of a villain, wasn't he, after the Mexican Grand Prix? Getting 2 10-second penalties for some of his driving antics. To be honest, they weren't addressed really in the 2021 season because he did it a lot to Lewis Hamilton. However, technically, Max Verstappen is not really in the wrong, though, is he? Because if you read the letter of the law, he is basically doing he is not doing anything wrong there. So, yeah, and if he's not getting penalised for it, he wasn't getting penalised right up until Mexico anyway, then it's all fine and dandy, isn't it? But they're going to meet about all these overtaker malarkey rules and all that kind of stuff in Qatar. However, today was an absolutely superb day for Max Verstappen and one of the best drives you'll ever see in the wet. Then, of course, was it even better than his 2016 drive? Potentially. But coming from... has everyone watched the Brazilian Grand Prix? Immortals retired quite early in this one, hasn't he? Goodness gracious me. That's pretty impressive stuff. And I've got to say, YouTube's having an update. Because I'm able to minimise now the... stream there and still do other stuff on my phone. That's fantastic news. Really good stuff indeed there. But why would I be doing anything else on my phone? Is absolute boulder dash, isn't there? Because of course I should only be reading the comments there or trying to navigate my way around being the race director, or trying to sort out this laptop in front of me. Troy then coming down Raffles Boulevard, then just behind him is Keza. Great performance from Keza in qualifying one. It went a bit unnoticed really as Troy's back end then doing have a bit of a slip there, isn't there? But I think that Troy may have only lost a bit of time, not too much there. The Alpine in front of us there is Brabbit then, of course, the silver champion from a few seasons ago, having a great season, his best season to date so far in Formula One. Then, of course, apart from silver, then, but of course, this is the top level of motorsport. Across the line there comes Keza going second fast, and once again underlining he's got a lot of pace in that Haas car tonight, which is really good to see. There, both Haas drivers are looking quite competitive here, which is not ideal then for the two championship protagonists. Delanda going 13th fastest, of course, because a more competitive Haas team, which means potentially more points is going to be taken away from either Sam Swift Ninja or from Lucas Percy himself. Of course, Lucas Percy has already mentioned that he may struggle in this one to get back into things. And Sam Swift Ninja there is very much the benchmark in this Grand Prix at the moment now, or this qualifying session anyway. But of course, qualifying is one thing, whilst race is something else. But Sam Swift Ninja there, of course, becoming one of the fastest ever ALR champions in history. I think it only took him 15 Grand Prix, something like that, to win his championship there, which was very impressive indeed. It's because his first season there wasn't really a full season even for Sam Swift, was it? I think he joined a couple of races into the last season, and then of course went on to win the World Championship, and he's the defending champion this season, Sam Swift there. But his first ever DNF in Monza, which yes, it was a couple of weeks ago, but goodness gracious me, it was very much there was a lot of potentially a turning point in the championship, if I can get my words out. Potentially a turkey. Oh, I love a bit of turkey. A turning point in the championship there for both rivals. But having said that, at the moment there, Lucas Percy looking a bit slower than his championship rival at the moment there, in the grand scheme of things anyway. Markey, 13 fast at the moment, then Kess is retired from the session now. All the drivers then in the 26.5s, apart from Troy actually, and Menace Banks as well. But of course, the top three in the session at the moment there has... as Menace goes fast on a 26.3 now. Menace, a very quick customer in qualifying in the Ferrari. Remember this qualifying 2 session there, we are just trying to lose the 11th down to 15th there. We're just trying to line up those positions on the grid for now, and then of course we'll go for the top 10 shootout in just a jiffy. We are slightly earlier tonight, then, as all the drivers are very keen to get back on the circuit. Well, most of them were. Then of course we do have a quarter of the grid there, I think, is reserves tonight. On board with Marky, who's not reserved, making his 6th Grand Prix start of the season. Marky is in the Kick Sauber, hoping to help Kick Sauber turn their fortunes around this season. Over the line they come, and Marky is still in the relegation zone, a half a tenth of a second outside of the benchmark he needs to get himself through. So Marky there might be a bit unhappy with that. Anyone improving out there at the moment? No one's really setting the world on fire at the moment, are they? Which, in terms of lap times, is like Peter's head, of course, currently on the cusp of going through. He's in the danger zone at the moment, Peter. He's half a tenth of a second away from being knocked out. Of course, there's the driver that got very close to knocking him out, but not so just yet then. As the top 5 have, well, not the top 5, sorry, Menace is coming into the pits now, but the top 5 very happy with their performance there. Toycoin and Indigo, I think it's just keeping a watching brief in the pit lane. And then Lucas Percy and downwards, apart from Brabant, are all out on circuit at the moment. They're serious rushing. Come on, Sam, you try hard. P's had on board the Red Bull into what used to be the Singapore Sling. I'm very unhappy that they've taken that away. I know they took it away in 2013, but I'm a gentleman who very much... Well, I'm not a gentleman, I'm anything but... I'm a dude who very much holds a grudge. Oh, P's, did he have a glance below the wall then coming over the Anderson Bridge? I think he may have done then in car 5 in the Red Bull. Of course, car 5 quite synonymous with Red Bull if in terms of Sebastian Vettel carrying the number 5 when he won his first ever Grand Prix. First ever World Championship with the Red Bull team in 2010. Of course, he was carrying, and of course that was his number from thereafter. He never carried the number 5 again though for Red Bull, because after that he went to Ferrari in 2015. Pete's Air has gone at 7 fastest there. That should be enough to see him through. There's not much action out on the circuit at the moment, and in terms of lap times out there, Rocca, or is it Rocco? Rocca saying, "Come on, Chappers at the moment," and of course we are on board Chappers right now. Then coming down the first of 3 DRS straights, and of course. I don't think we've had an update, have we? So we've got 4 DRS straights normally on this circuit, but that update has not come just yet, sadly, and I don't think it's going to come in time either, and it probably won't even come at all, to be fair. If it's anything about the Codemasters directors and all them stuff, I don't think it's Codemasters. I think it's EA, to be honest. They're rubbish. There we go. Let's just say I don't enjoy FIFA, and I don't really. And ever since EA took over Formula 1, I don't think it's been as good then, but it might just be a coincidence. But that's just me. The last real good game for me for F1 was probably 2021 or 2020, because that was the peak of the ALR years as well, in my opinion. In terms of around like 4 leagues and everything, goodness gracious me, it was almost a league a day, wasn't it? Good gracious me. Menace there is happy with his performance there. Top 5 have retired from the session today. I think they're safely through. But remember, at the end of qualifying 1, the track really ramped up, and a lot of drivers there doing some really good times coming through now. Chappers is in 10th position. Lucas Percy is currently on the brink, and he is crawling down that back straight as well. What about Coop as in Soup then into to 18 and 19 now, then out of the final turn. And Cooper, great performance in qualifying 1. Qualifying 2 has not been as nice to him, unfortunately. Delando has gone purple in the second sector there. What about that? I think that Red Bull is coming into the pits, of Young Light said. Indigo is in the pits as well, and Peas is as well. I must say they're on the cusp, then, because I think that a couple of these drivers that could really spoil their days then of Indigo and Peas potentially, and Chappers as well. Across the line, Delando is unfortunately not going to spoil their day. Down in 13th position there for the McLaren Mercedes. Delando out of qualifying unless he's got more time in the piggy bank. We need to be I think that all Percy fans out there do need to be concerned about the champion at the moment. The championship leader, not the world champion yet. Of course, Percy is potentially, well, whoever wins this championship this season, be the first ever driver to win a championship in ALR. Be the first ever driver to win a championship in ALR on 2 different games. We've got 2 double world champions in ALR history of Emerson, not Fittipaldi, Hilton, who won on season 4 and 5. I can't remember. Was it F1 2020? He went on. He was absolutely dominant, wasn't he, that season? And also, of course, as we've got Marky finishing off the race, and of course, Granty Boy, who won an F1 2019. Yeah. On F1 2019. Did we start F1 on 2018? Did we? Goodness gracious me. I didn't think about that then, because I was like, goodness gracious me. Yes, Chopper, says Rocker. Across the line then comes Brabbit. It's not enough. He's out qualifying. Just over a quarter of a second improvement there, but it's not enough. Coop out of qualifying then. I think Delando's out of qualifying. I think Brabbit's out of qualifying as well here. Percy has retired, and he's got off there, and that's the championship leader is out of qualifying, coming out of turn 7, and Percy is down in 11th position. He's got a lot of overtaking to do the championship leader. It's our rain. That's rain on the cockpit of Marky. Goodness gracious me. I think that maybe the slippery track is really caught out the championship leader. But Percy's out of qualifying here. And there is absolutely no talk of rain then. But having said that, it's quite a black sky. So I would not have said if there's cloud cover or not there. But rain in the final part of qualifying. This is going to get very interesting, team. But Marky's out of qualifying as well. Chappers has made it through in the qualifying 3. Rocco's going to be loving life there. But I don't think Marky will be. Marky out qualifying. Out qualifying is also Percy, Brabbit, Delando and Coop. Then the rain now at the very end of qualifying has really caught us on dries. It's quite a hot and humid place here in Singapore, I must say. So even a bit of splatter of rain may not have been too difficult then, but I think it was, so because Marky was a bit slower, and Percy crashing out then. I think there was a bit of wet stuff there, unfortunately, and that's such a shame then. My first time in qualifying 3 there. Lights saying so. Lights is loving life, and so is Indigo as well. I'm finally in qualifying 3. Let's go. Sir Dolphin. Love the name. Well done indeed. That is, I think Sir Dolphin very happy with Lights. And maybe with Chappers as well, getting through the qualifying 3 then. But I wonder with this rain coming in there, that is going to be very interesting indeed, isn't it, for the drivers? And so are we going to get intermediate tyres? And how hard is this rain going to be? Because I must say, this has come out of left field for me. I wasn't prepared to talk about rain, but you know what? I do love a bit of moisture. As out of qualifying, look at that. Menace Max, license to thrill here in Singapore. 007, he is 7,000 a second quicker than Sam Swift Ninja. Out of qualifying, Coop in 15th position, Delando in 14th. 13th is Brabbit, 12th is Marky, and the big one here, no disrespect to the other 4 drivers, but Percy is the championship leader, down in 11th position. Percy out of qualifying, and that is going to have big ramifications coming up in the Grand Prix. As we now come into qualifying 3, it is still relatively light rain. I cannot see into the garages at the moment, but I think that is that going to be it's dry tyres still, so it's going to be very much quick drivers. Get out of the pit lane now and get a time on the board. No, AC and Motor's going into us. So AC and Motor and Menace has gone into this while some drivers think it's a bit too wet, but it's still quite light out there. I feel it's a gamble to have a go on these slick tyres, isn't it? And out of the pit starts come up Peas now, then of course Peas, a multiple pole sitter and a multiple Grand Prix winner as well. Both Haas drivers, what are they on? I think that's both soft tyres. They're both on the slick soft tyres then. And here they come. come out of the pits now. Then you can see the safety car in the background. We may get that then later on the Grand Prix as well. Hello, Jude, camera racer. Hello, all racers. Good luck then. Of course, €10 as well for from Camera Racer. I absolutely appreciate that, Camera. And that, as I said, could be my lunch money for tomorrow. So fantastic stuff indeed. Then Skill 100 then. It's quite cool because I think that there's a couple of new names in the comments tonight. And so welcome to the stream then. I hope you're enjoying the stream then, of course. This is the first ALR race in a few weeks then. Chappers is cooking. He certainly is. Chappers through the qualifying free. Chappers has been cooking all the way through. I'm not sure if he's a chef or not. He could be a chef. But Chappers has been cooking and qualifying all season, in my opinion. It's been the race trim where Chappers has always had issues there, but Chappers is staying in the pits there. Is this a mistake from the Williams team? So Chappers is staying in the pits. Look at how greasy it is there, and the two Haas cars are struggling. I think they're going to come back into the pits there potentially and go back onto the intermediate tyres. What is Immortal doing? So Immortal is currently on the intermediate tyres. For those, I think it's a bit too dry for Inters, isn't it? This is a tough one, isn't it? What are these drivers going to do? It's into now, as Delando is saying. So Delando is saying it's intermediate tyres. Good evening to you, Delando, as well. Great stuff indeed then. As we got Lou Wayman, YT, Wayman. Yeah. Let's go Chappers then. Yeah, that'll do. Goodness gracious me. How the final turn then. So Keza is now going to stick with the soft tyres. I think that Delando's right though, because look, you can now see the track is starting to transition, and this is going to get very fruity indeed there, but all the drivers have stayed out of the garage, stayed out of the pit lane, and Keza, can he get pole position then for the first time in his career? Is it his first time of his career then? I don't know, to be honest. Let's have a quick look at the old stacked book, shall we? As of course, I'm not looking at the stat book, I swear. He's never had a pole position, Keza, so far in his career. However, he could do tonight, and as he flies past me, Troy, the former champion, has had a lot of pole position in his career. He's had 9 up until this point then. On board with Keza now. Let's see how difficult the conditions are out there into turn 8 then. Look at that there. Very gingerly going through that. It's not a ginger joke, I swear. Now, oh goodness me, the back end is trying to overtake the front there. Look, Keza's not used any deployment whatsoever. Very brave choice for Immortal, says Equals. Equals is thinking soft, slick tyres, whilst Delanda reckons it's intermediate tyres. And of course, drivers then are split on their decisions. It's like Chappers is finding out the garage there, but that's contact with the barrier there for Keza. Is it damaged the end plate? The end plate is still on the car at the moment, but that's not ideal. And look, Troy has, it looks like that Troy has lost out to that Red Bull there of Young Light said. So Troy is not going quicker than that Red Bull. And now what is Keza going to do? Is he going to come into the pit set? Or is he going to stay out there? Of course, this new part of the circuit, and it's only the second time or the third time we're using the new part of the circuit, I believe. Of course, we didn't have this race here last year. Of course, it's our 10th run in the Singapore Grand Prix this season. And now then, Keza is sticking over it. Car 50 then, of course, same number as Ollie Behrman. Gone wide then. And Keza's crossed the line and currently on pole position, but look how much slower it is then. Lights is his P's is on pole position then by 3 thousandths of a second. No, 300ths of a second. Toy Coin is only third there, and into the pits comes the second Haas car. As what about that second Mercedes where Indigo didn't get his time on the board there. Look at that, and Immortal has made the right choice. He's on pole position by almost 2 seconds there. Well, over 2 seconds there. So the intermediate tyres is the right choice then, and I'm wondering if these drivers may abandon their time. Sam Swift is going to abandon their time and come to the pits now. So, I'm going to be honest, it's not going to be a lottery then. Anyone who's out on circuit now then. So Young Lights has invalidated their time. And oh goodness me, it's also invalidated this time as well. Menace Max is also invalidated. And so has Indigo. They're all going to come in the pits now. But at the moment, Immortal is currently fast. And I feel then that this is the best of the track positions as well. Watercore says Equals. Yes, indeed then. Equals, there's a brilliant call for Immortal. Immortal then, of course, absolutely quality qualifier then with 9 pole positions to his name for Immortal. This will be his 10th pole position tonight if things stay as they are. 7 minutes to go in this qualifying session there. As you can see, we got Chappers then who left it late then, and I thought that was a mistake there. But can Chappers then, who's as we've already said this season, he's been so good in qualifying. This could be a revelation for Chappers. And Chappers has never been on pole position in his career in Formula One. Then this could potentially be a great night for Chappers then here in Singapore. Of course, the intermediate short tires of the Williams then yellow flag then around the final turn as the Haas cars are currently third at the moment. Let's take stock then. 4 drivers have set a time so far. 3 of them are on the soft slick tires then. Immortal is on the intermediate tires and is some 2 seconds quicker than Pease. But that is on a relatively dry track, and the track is just going to get wetter and wetter and slower now. So what can so it might be it might be first driver across the line in this case, and Toy Coin's out of qualifying. So Toy Coin has doesn't think the track's going to get quicker, or there's an issue with the RB. That's horror. That's a horrifying. That's a horror show. That Lights is committed and has stayed out on the soft tires. And so here comes Lights now. Where is he? He is in 5th. Oh, he's got no end plate there. So this is a nightmare. And he's into the barrier there as well. Goodness me, I'm sure that used to be a famous YouTuber twin, didn't it? Flying past me now, and unfortunately for Lights, he's got end plate damage. That is going to be a tough. This is going to be tough for Lights. He might be able to come back in and get onto a set of intermediate tires, but I feel unless something makes a someone makes a mistake, then I think Lights could be 10th on the grid here now. Unfortunately, just on board now then, as a Toy Coin is retired because there's an issue with his front wing or something. There's something gone wrong with his front wing. Not damage, but he was saying that something has gone wrong where the wing is not feeling correct. I'll read that out in just a jiffy. But Toy Coin is out of qualifying because there's a technical problem. Then it's not a Toy Coin problem. It's a technical problem. I don't know what it is. Let me read it actually. I'm not going to repeat that. It's either this game is not very good, or I've got a glitch where my front tires were like when it's dry and my rears when it's wet then. So that's, I can't believe it. That's incredible, isn't it? Oh, is Emil Heskey doing the FA Cup draw? Fantastic. Anyway, that's not important right now, albeit we do love Heskey, he's a legend. But unfortunately for Toy Coin, so it wasn't his front wing, sorry, I was reading it very quickly, it wasn't his front wing. So tires on the front was dry, whilst tires on the rear was wet then. Now there's something gone wrong for Toy Coin. Across the line now, Chappers is on the front row of the grid as it stands. That'll be his best qualified performance of the season for car 92. And this is very helpful for the Constructors' Championship as well. Williams are 24 points away from the Aston Martin, who took a major step in their Constructors' quest a couple of days ago in Monza. It wasn't even a couple of days ago. When was it, Sean? I don't know, to be honest. Troy's invalidated. He's got 4 minutes to sort himself out. Sam Swift is invalidated as well. He's also got to get that sorted. Young Lights is still out there on the soft tyres. I feel that the soft tyres are not the best tyre to be on at the moment. Says this commentator who doesn't even know how to get out of the pits in Singapore. So perhaps perhaps my opinion does not matter, which I highly don't think it does. And Indigo out to the final turn then. Let's go on board with Indigo at the moment. Can we get a Mercedes 1-2 here? At the moment then, Immortal's retired from this session. So Immortal doesn't feel the track's going to get any quicker, and he was out first on the intermediate tyres there. Of course then, Equaz thought it was a brave call. I thought it was a brave call as well. I thought the soft tyres might have been the best way to go. How wrong was I? But now the Indigo, Immortal is currently on pole position, and can Indigo, as he gives a glancing kiss with the wall, then of course Indigo, a year older than after his birthday a couple of days ago, so happy birthday to Indigo. And I apologise profusely because it's someone else's birthday as well, and I've forgotten whose it was, and so shocking stuff indeed. Indigo then coming into turn 8 as well, and look at that, the car rotating very nicely indeed there. I can do a 23-4 on wet easy, says Knowlesy then. It's a shame that Knowles is out of qualifying, to be honest, because otherwise at that time Knowles would have been on pole position, which would be his first pole position in quite a long while, which would have added to his current tally of 2 for the former Grand Prix winner then. Indigo then going over the Anderson Bridge as well. Astro John, hope everyone as well enjoyed the 2-week break. I to be honest, I did, to be fair, but and mainly also some good Grand Prix as well, wasn't it? I think I quite like watching F1 when it's late on at night. It's quite nice, isn't it? Well, I say late on at night. It's quite late for me though, because I think I booked the 2 Mondays off afterwards because I'm a man who has a lot of beauty sleep. But I hope you had a good break as well, Astra John. Then Lewis Waitman saying, "Chappers goated, let's go. Skill, let him cook. Drive the car backwards, Toyne." As we're just into the final couple of turns as well for Indigo. Out of it, look at that, he's correcting the car, but it's third fastest there. Chapman is still on the front row at the moment. They have a superb time. I'm looking for Ferrari. There they are. And Menace Max is on the second position there on the front row of the grid. And as that knocks Chappers off the front row, but Chappers still in third position there. Sam Swift Ninja across line. This is a great time for Sam Swift, and he's on the second row. And it's an all Willy row 2 there. Fantastic 70. Troy's invalidated their time. And now as that light is out of the pits from the intermediate tyres on P's also on the circuit as well. Now Troy, I think this is the last lap there for Troy. Equals Chappers and fire. He is on fire now. Chappers there is third on the grid. His best performance of his career in ALR. Fantastic there for Chappers. What about P's? Is invalidated their time. Kez invalidated their time as well. Indigo is currently 5th at the moment there, but Indigo is going around again, I feel, because of course on these when you're going on a wet track, you do fuel up the car a little more, so you keep going round and round and round then, which is basically the job description of a Grand Prix racer. And Menace Max is taking a shortcut there. Unfortunately, that would mean that his time will not be allowed there, of course, as the Knowlesy or the admin stewards will be throwing the gauntlet down there, and of course giving the judge hammer a good old whack there, because that is not allowed then. I think that Farf might be on duty tonight then, potentially. As I said on Facebook earlier on there, Farf is trying to flog a Ford Fiesta then, if anyone wants to buy it. I'm not sure if his car or not then, but I think the Farf would probably like to flog his Alpine as well, because he's had a bit of a difficult season, has Farf in silver. And Indigo is going for it again then, so one more shot then for Indigo, as Menace Max is missed the cut there, and Menace Max has finished this lap. Unfortunately, it's not enough there. And Lights has also missed the checkered flag as well, and unfortunately it's out of qualify. Sam Swift Ninja improves, but it's not enough there. And he is a whisker behind his teammate Chappers there, but it's a Williams third and fourth there. And I've got to say that is a lot of good points there for the Williams then, if they can finish there in the Grand Prix. Troy just recovers to 7th fast there, behind his teammate by 200ths of a second there from Keza. But now then we have got P's out on circuit. We've also got Indigo out as well. Indigo trying to improve, but Indigo's off the circuit and he's gone off, and that's his lap done and dusted then, as this light rain then is starting to make the track very greasy indeed then. It's not saturated, there's not any spray either then, so P's is still to win it there, but goodness me, that was very close to the barrier. You couldn't get any closer to that. You wouldn't be able to fit a £5 note between the barrier and the wheel of P's head as he's coming down Raffles Boulevard then, which I'm sure that's the right name now, as I've been called it wrong for so many years. So he's a 10th of a second down then, and that's on his personal best. That's not on the pole position, which is set by Immortal at the moment. Immortal going for his 10th pole position of his career in a Grand Prix race. And I think that, what is it this season for Immortal? I think that's his 5th pole position of the season for Immortal. He's been prolific in the qualifying times this season. And now then there's Pease is going to continue this up then right until the very end. Pease across the line. Does he improve? I don't think he does. He stays 8th in the end then for PZ. Unfortunately for the Red Bull driver, but what an end to qualifying that was then. Menace, Immortal outsmarted us all. Fair play, GG. It was indeed. And Toy Coin now issues with his tyres. I finished 9th, and Lights didn't get a time on the intermediates either. 10th finish, but Immortal half a second in front of Menace, who was second there. Third is Chappers. Brilliant result from Chappers. Star qualified. 4th is Sam Swift Ninja with Indigo in 5th. Keza in 6th. Troy in 7th. And Pease is in 8th finish. And there, Toy Coin is like, and Young Lights completes the top 10 here in qualifying. Welcome back, everyone, then, and we're about to get going then for the start of the Singapore Grand Prix. What I do know is that I think Young Lights is deciding between the medium and the hard compound tyres there, judging from his tyre choice. And as now we're going on to the formation lap, then this is a long slog. This one is. I think I'm going to be happy that I've had the 2-week break because it is going to be a brutal race, then, isn't it? It's a long race. Is it the toughest race of the season? I think it is. Drivers are going to have to make sure that they are topped up on their liquid, topped up on their fitness, and topped up on their mental capacity as well. As it's all about concentration around here, it is all about keeping yourself focused there and making sure that you're not dehydrated by the end of the race and all that kind of good stuff, which I probably am. And unfortunately, I've chosen the wrong type of drink tonight. I've decided to go with the Monster, which is not ideal at all then. Immortal is 10th pole position of his career. His 5th pole position of the season. He's been so prolific this season in terms of pole positions. And Immortal as a whole has been his best season in ALR as a whole. It's been brilliant. Menace Max alongside Menace Max, a 5-time pole sitter. Only won the race once so far in his career. Chappers, what a performance for Chappers. Star at qualifying. Can he be star of the race as well for Chappers? Can he get his best result here tonight then? Which I believe his best result at the moment there for Chappers in his career is 6th position. So can he get higher tonight then? I've got everything crossed for Chappers. Sam Swift Ninja in 4th position there. 5th position is Indigo. With 6th position is Keza. All on the medium tyres. The top 6 are. Troy is the furthest forward on the hard compound tyres in the Hassan. Pease in 8th position on the medium tyres. This is Pease' first start in a Grand Prix racing this season there. So is Pease going to be a bit sluggish there? We'll find out, but he's on the medium tyre, so he should have a bit of advantage over his competitors of Troy and Toy Coin and Lights, who are 9th and 10th also on the hard tyres. Lucas Percy is gone soft tyres here. Remember, Sam Swift Ninja did something very similar in I think was it Monza, where he started on the soft tyres and was blitzing through the field then. Is Percy going to do the same here? 11th, Markium 12th on the hard tyres, Brabbit on the medium tyres, Delando on the hard, Coop in 15th with Aqua 16th, both medium, Knowlesy's gone hard, 17th on his tyres, Hings 18th, 19th is Tory on their debut. Good luck to Tory in the Ferrari, and 20th position is Vessier as well. 20 cars on the grid then, and they're just waiting for those lights, and they'll be illuminated one at a time, and then when they go be out, it'll be racing here in Singapore. Lights on, it's go! No, and it's a good start, and it's a terrible start for the Ferrari. Menace Max has had too much wheel spin, and Immortal leads. Sam Swift Ninja's up in his second position. It's a great start for the man who's second in the World Championship. And Immortal's had the perfect start indeed there. If they all got away safe and sound, then I think they have. Pease is up in his sixth position as well, as it's getting very precarious. And in the midfield, then Pease has gone past both the half-six. That's a perfect start indeed then. And now then going side by side then, because Kez is not having any of that then, and Kez is going side by side with Pease down into the very precarious turn 7. A great manoeuvre from Keza back up into 6th position. Going down in 7th is Pease at 8th position. What the? That's a red ball there. That's the Young Lights going up the inside of Toy Coin. And to the 10th position there. And with Percy, where is Percy then? I can't see Percy. He's dropped down the order. Light set is fighting as well. I'm trying to look to see where Percy is at. And now going into turn 10 as well. I can't see him for some reason. He's down to 20th. Lucas Percy's down to 20th position. And as we go over the Anderson Bridge. Oh, into the wall goes Young Lights. Is that going to be damage on the red ball? It's not at the moment there, but I'm sure he's going to have a bit of damage at this stage of proceedings there. Lights in 10th position. Brabbit is up 2 positions there. Equal's up 3 positions. Same with Vittori and Vesio. Great starts indeed. Lucas Percy's down 9 positions on the soft tires. A horror show for the championship leader. Tori all over the back of Delando here, but what's happened to Percy, we do not know. And hopefully someone caught a glimpse of what happened to Percy then. But remember, he's got a 25-point lead in the championship, Percy has at the moment there. But he might need those points then because the lap one completed. Look at the gap there. Look, Sam Swift Ninja all over the gearbox. And I think up until where the rain came, I think the Sam Swift Ninja was surely probably one of the favourites for pole position there. On board now with the world champion then. Of course, his first DNF of his career last time. And that was very much the headline out of Monza with Lucas Percy winning the race and Sam Swift Ninja getting his first DNF. And Percy had a quite nice 25-point 2-point lead there, but all of a sudden it's not looking too good at all. Look at that, Sam Swift Ninja using a lot of errors on the outside here, and it's taken the lead in turn 7 on lap 2. Sam Swift Ninja's gone from 4th to the lead then in 2 laps, and now I think he's got a lot of pace there. I don't think Immortal's going to be able to keep up there, but then we got Chappers doing a great job in 3rd position, but Menace, a horror show start, and down into 4th position then after a second on the grid, then locking up then as Chappers said is going to be under an almighty amount of pressure there. We've got Lights getting past Toy Coin, a great manoeuvre there. Toy Coin now looks like he is struggling. What's happened to Toy Coin then as the Alpine, and there's contact then, and Mark has gone right into the back of Brabham, and I think it was Mark. Anyway, it's certainly a green Sauber, and recovering now, but that's a lot of damage there for Brabham over the Anderson Bridge there, and there's going to be a lot of frustration there for the former silver champion then. Indigo then, who's just following Menace Max at the moment, just going to the back of this battle here. DRS is available at the end of the first lap then, which will mean then that we'll have a bit of DRS on the back straight. Toy Coin then just in front of us at the moment. Sam Swift Ninja set the fast race. Oh, love that shot there. Great stuff coming out to complete lap 3 then. So Sam Swift half a second already in front of Immortal, but Immortal is going to hang on for this for the time being, isn't he? And there Aston Martin of Coop as in Soup there trying to catch up to back. Then Percy's now up to 17th for this there. Brabham has got a 10-second penalty. That's a lot of frustration there for the former silver champion then, and that 10-second penalty is just going to really be a snowball effect here, as that's just a bit more pain. And here comes Menace on the outside there. Let's get rid of that tower. He's through and into 3rd position there. Chappers down to 4th then at the moment there, but I think Chappers would be hoping that we might get a bit of rain, a bit of sprinkling of the wet stuff in the Grand Prix. He was superb in the wet in qualifying. Here comes Marky. Where is Marky? There he is. That is right behind the battling Toy Coin and Lights at the moment. Lights already on a glance of both the Anderson Bridge already on this race into the former Singapore Sling, which is not the Singapore Sling anymore, but of course, as we already heard, I'm very unhappy they got rid of the sling, sadly. As that Light said, it was lock it up then. A lot of tyre rubber already being laid down then. Highest hard runner is Troy still in 8th position there. Chappers is lost out to Indigo, who's now into 4th position then. Of course, down Raffles Boulevard then. Chappers didn't have any DRS then. He's going to have another go then. No DRS down this straight, sadly. Of course, we did have in real life, but of course, the track has not been updated. Oh, Indigo going a bit deep into the turn 17 and 16 chicane now. But Indigo, I think, will have we'll now see if he can get a bit further up the road then. This is beautiful for Mercedes, isn't it? Chappers said, of course, is now under the cosh here from Keza, who's also through as well. Keza passes Chappers and going up into 5th position there. Chappers dropping down to 6th, unfortunately. When you, as Mark has got a 3-second penalty, unfortunately, when you get a bit, it's Chappers getting a bit wayward there, coming out of turn 4, I think that is, turn 6, 5 actually. Then of course, just snowball effect is where you keep losing positions. Toy Coin is through, passes Lights, and I think that Otag have been coming for a while on the outside there, but Marky's having none of it there, but the Equals is sticking on the outside. He's got the inside there. That could be contact. There is contact there between the two cars, but Marky keeps the position, but he's lost DRS though from Lights, unfortunately, and now Equals is also on the scene as well. And look at that Ferrari Torre in the background. They're trying to defend from Delando, and Delando, very close then to the bars. There's contact, there's more contact there between the McLaren and the McLaren, almost reinforced into the wall there from the debutant. But Torre defending then as hard as he can in that Ferrari, because he's made up a competition, but I don't think Delando's going to be appreciative of that too much there. Oof, my word there. Rabbit got Almer punted there from serious motion there. He certainly did. It was I think that Marky was just rubber stamping the Alpine car. Sadly for Alpine, they had a great Brazilian race. They're having a horror show Singapore race here in the ALR Formula 1. That is a bit of a disappointing start for both Alpine cars. Down into 19th and 20th at the moment. Both Knowles hasn't got a penalty, I apologise. Brabham's got a 10-second. Marky's got a 3-second penalty. But that's not for the instant, and that is for something that's slightly different then. On board with Coop as in Soup, then Sam Swift's out of DRS now of Immortal, who's 2nd. Menace in 3rd position. Indigo is currently 4th, 2.5 seconds back. Then we've got Keza in 5th position. Chappers in 6th position, but is now starting to stabilise his plummet down the order. But he's down into 6th position now, is Chappers said. But still a good day's work so far. Up the inside there. Equals is through in the RB. But look at Marky. He's going for it. He's having a look. Oh my goodness me! And what a manoeuvre, but what an incredible bit of racecraft there from both drivers. I love it. Absolutely fantastic. Now on the outside goes Coop then, and Marky sadly lost out 2 positions there, but what an incredible attempt of an overtake. I love that from Marky. Sadly, he lost 2 positions. He lost more than he gained, but goodness me, we do love that kind of stuff, don't we? And I thought it was a bit out of control, to be honest, but how wrong was I? Because Equals there just seen it coming, went up and under, beautiful switch back there from the RB car, and Equals now in 11th position then, and he said he didn't have any pace there. Well, he's certainly got some pace in the race at the moment, and Tori there is once again just defending from Delanda. They're starting to drop off from the gaggle of cars in front of us, and Percy down in 16th position then, of course, as it stands at the moment. Percy and Sam Swift Ninja will be leaving Singapore with the same amount of points, but there's a long way to go in this race. I am expecting safety cars, as we've got Knowlesy, who is, I'm not sure if Knowlesy's been in the pits, but both Alpines are right at the back of the field, and they're 33 seconds away from Jay Hings down in 18th position. Horror show from the French team then. Of course, but very negative around the Alpine team as of late then, of course, shutting down their engine division as they go into Mercedes power. Is that now then? Is that Menace going up into second position and passes Immortal, as we got Kessel now getting past the Mercedes as well, and as we got Toy Coin also getting past Troy. Then goodness me, there's a lot of overtakes down the back straight, and Marky through as well. We got a lot of overtaking, and let's take a look at it. There's Delando, he's through, passes Toy, and who's that? Vessier and Percy also fine as well. Percy got damage there. He must have damage because he's struggling. Unless it's the soft tires. Is that it? Lights! Oh, Lights is in the wall, and has damage to the Red Bull, and he's oh dear. And sadly, of course, resetting the track is not allowed in Grand Prix racing, so I think the Lights may get hit with a subsequent penalty. However, hopefully none of the admin said that. Oh my goodness me, going over the Anderson Bridge as well. Of course, there, if I may be an admin, but of course, sadly, I can't do anything about the penalties and stuff. But if you want to bribe me anyway, then of course, my favourite chocolate is Milky Bar at the moment. So post it to me, fantastic. Marky on one tonight then says, serious question. Marky there is probably desperate to get back to Grand Prix racing, I'm sure. Champers are doing a good job in 6th position there, but 7th I should say now, because Pease has got through as well. Toy Corden flying at the moment then. So when is the hard tyre going to be the quicker tyre? Is it going to be now then? Because the tyre wear around it is quite a premium then. So Percy's been in the pits then after only 6 laps there. Lights is out of the race. Where has he gone off? It's a VSC, but Lights has gone off somewhere. I can't even see him on the as Percy. I'm hoping that they're serving Percy's serves in Percy's car. He's on the hard tyres here, but at the moment he is stuck in the garage. Why is Percy stuck in the garage then? And now he's going out now. He's already out then. But a VSC there, for a VSC might have helped Percy. I don't even know where Lights is retired from, but Lights out of the Grand Prix. I'm wondering if he retired coming into the pits, as maybe he's done a farfare and crashed into the pit wall coming into the pit lane now. Of course, Farfar's not alone. David Coulthard did that in the 1995 Australian Grand Prix, quite an infamously as well, because Coulthard was on course for a second Grand Prix win at that point now, before crashing into the pit lane on his final race for the Williams Renault team before he went to McLaren and formed one of the best partnerships. What's going on there? Troy is facing the wrong way over the Anderson Bridge then. Has the tyre's gone cold and spun it while he cannot regain position? That's a lot of times he's lost it. Well, I haven't said that. Vesser's letting back through. I think the game deemed that he overtake under the virtual safety car, when in actual fact Troy was just spun around there. But Troy has lost out then. I'm not sure if there's contact there. He was in a big gaggle of cars there, wasn't they? Troy was. As a drive-through penalty for Toy Coin there. We've seen this quite a lot over the years, haven't we? Where you've got to make sure that you don't get a drive-through penalty, and a 3-second penalty for Toy as well, and on their debut. But action on lap 6, and the action, and Troy is out of the Grand Prix, and I think that there's frustration for the former champion, and that is a major blow indeed there. And of course the Haas team was looking very strong indeed, and Haas, it's a double blow then. One's quite monumental, battle, and the other one is only a bit of a dent of a blow then, which of course, unfortunately, it is Keza losing out then to lose that position, whilst Troy is lost in out of this Grand Prix. We've lost Troy in this race, and we do not know what happened. Vettel's got a 3-second penalty. Yellow flags is fluttering for the Haas driver, and the Red Bull is in major trouble here because oh no! And Toy Coin is out of the race, and he just clipped the inside wall. That wall does stick out, and George Russell did something similar, but on the outside, oh my gosh, I've got to be careful here. Is that a safety car? No, it's not. So the safety car, I'm surprised the safety car wasn't called at that stage. I personally would have loved that, but no, out of the race there goes Toy Coin. That's 2 big hitters out of this Grand Prix already. Toy Coin, Troy, and Lights also out of the Grand Prix as well, unfortunately. Wow, lap 9 then, and Sam Swift there is trying to stay in front of Menace Max, who's hoping for a second Grand Prix, second Grand Prix win. At this moment, I would say that Menace Max is not in the championship fight. He needs a lot of things to go wrong for the front two. At the moment, it's going quite wrong for Lucas Percy down in 15th position there, but the man in front of him, Sam Swift Ninja, he probably needs a couple of retirements from both the top two if he wants to be involved in the championship. But at this moment, at this moment in time, I don't think Menace Max is a championship competitor. Oh, that was a nice and packed couple of laps, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me. Anarchy everywhere. On board with Marky, who is now all over the gearbox of Equals, having a sniff, and for a moment or two, I thought Marky was going to send it up the inside into turn 7, but he thought better of it then. Equals is now an 8th finish there, but sadly for Equals, he may be happy with the points, but he's probably not happy that his teammates out of the Grand Prix. Oh, goodness me. Who's that? Delando is now making his way up to 11th position now, Delando is. He is now the second highest run on the hard tyres. 3 retirements in this one, but a second highest run on the hard tyres there for Delando. And I must say that this is looking very strong for the McLaren driver, coming over the Anderson Bridge, and now accelerating down Raffles Boulevard. Toria's debut up into 11th position. Fantastic stuff there for the Ferrari driver, but now they have got Vessier all over the gearbox in that kick Sauber. Vessier's the third driver on the hard tyres, and after that we got our pit stoppers. Percy 23 seconds away from Jay Hings, and then we've got Knowlesy on the fresh medium tyres, and who was on the hard tyres to begin with, and Brabbit in 70th position on the hard tyres. That is the state of play at the moment. And Sargent Ninja has broken, oh my gosh, has broken out of DRS range of Menace in Battlefield first and second. And Immortal currently third at the moment, in Indigo in full position, but Keza is not leaving Indigo alone at the moment. Keza wants that position back. He lost it just after the VSC came in, so I think that he'll be hoping to regain that position. And the other battle, which is quite close then, is Peas and Chappers, and we've also got this battle here, which at the moment is stalemate, but Delando is past Coop. There he goes, up into 10th finish there, and Delando's had a great drive so far and is into the point set. Really good something. Oh, Chappers having to correct the car on the way into turn 10 there. Goodness gracious me. Or turn 9 then. Goodness me. We have also got no safety car here, says Mercedes 8. And there are no safety cars. Whoa, I thought Chappers was going to the wall there. No safety cars around here. Well, that's rubbish, isn't it? We do love a safety car, don't we? I certainly do. It certainly brings the pack closer together. But sadly at the moment, no safety cars at this moment. And here's Markey back out to 9th finish, but does have a 3-second penalty. As look at the lockups out. They're so committed, aren't they? In this stage of the race. I'm absolutely loving it. Sam Swift Ninja then is still leading this way. Menace second. Third position is Indigo, with Indigo fourth. Keza in fifth position, and Chappers is in sixth. Peas in 6, Chappers in 7th, Equals, and then Markey. Jay Haynes got another penalty, so that's not ideal. Markey's got some speed then on the pit straight here. Equals is, I think he's harvesting there, and look at that, through he goes. There don't see many overtakes down into turn 1, but Markey was absolutely flying onto the final turn and into turn 1 there, and Markey flying. That was an incredible overspeed there. I also think it might be about tyres as well, so I'm wondering if Equals' tyres are starting to struggle. Is all the hard runners are starting to have issues potentially. Well, Pete's defending from Chappers. Chappers has got the bit between his teeth tonight. He's flying out there. Great performance in qualifying, and in the moment of the race, this is a strong performance to get him away from that relegation zone in the Drivers' Championship there. Pease, he's off the circuit, and Pease is into the wall. And, I think the Pease, if he looks back, he's going to look back on that. and it's going to feel a bit silly. I think he corrected the car, overcorrected the car, and unfortunately it's gone to the wall. As Cara Racer said, like Monaco, Serious Russian said, yeah. As soon as Serious Russian said, yeah, you know what happened? There's a safety car. No, I love it. Great stuff indeed. Then, yeah, indeed. Then, right, we're just we're on board Sam Smith. This is the perfect time for the medium runners to come to the pit set. So I think it's now advantage of medium runners. So anyone who's on the hard tires, I feel is going to struggle to get to the end from here. So into the pit should be the top 6. But Pease will be kicking himself for that then, as overcorrected the car and went into the wall and out of the race. Had 16 cars remain. We ain't even at half distance yet. And goodness gracious me, at this rate, we could finish with just 12 runners then. Sam Swift into the pits and Williams mechanics go to work then on the championship challenge then. Pease is just a direct quote there from Pease, who's unfortunately just retired from this race. Holy shizzle. The tires the rears are horrible, as I think that we've seen that on the stream sadly for Pease then, but it was a overcorrection of the car unfortunately which cost Pease tonight then, and also the rear tires as well. So everyone is in the pits, and so Markey is now, that's a stretch on the medium tires. I don't think the medium's going to get to the end from here, you know. Delando in 9th position there, 10th is Coupe, Vessier 11th, Tori in 12th position there, 13th position of 13th position. What's happening? As Percy, who stayed out, there he is. Percy in 8th position now and is in the point set. So this potentially is going to help Percy ever so. We've got a lot of penalties there. 10 seconds for Brabbit still. Brabbit might be able to take it in the pit stop now, which is perfect for Brabbit. Everyone else got 3 seconds at the moment. So it's Jay Hings, Tori, Vessier, Coupe, and Marky have all got 3-second penalties so far. Mushroom the manifestation of a safety car. Great word indeed there from Master John. I just about said it rightly. Goodness me. Any words that is above 3 syllables usually means I can't pronounce it. Out of the pits now comes Brabbit, and has now got rid of those 10-second penalties. So safety car is out on circuit after Pease is out of the race, and Toy Coin, which I thought the safety car should have been coming out for Toy Coin to be honest, but as that was in a more dangerous position than Pease's car was. But Toy Coin, Pease, Troy Lights all out of the Grand Prix so far, sadly, and that's a very disappointing indeed then for those drivers. We've still got 16 runners and riders left in this race. Sam Swift Ninja leads. Everyone has been in the pits. Second position is Menace Max. Third is Immortal. Keza in 4th position. Mercedes, I think, are a bit too close there, which is why Indigo dropped down to 5th position there. But Indigo still in a strong performance. Still in a strong position and a strong performance so far for Indigo. Chappers in 6th position there. Markey is 7th. 8th position. 8th position is Lucas Percy with Equals in 9th position and Delando in 10th position there. Then we got to the penalties. Marcus got 3-second penalties. Then the other penalties, we got a lot of penalties down the road. Cooper in 9th position and 3 seconds. 12th position is Vessier. Tori in 13th position then with 14th is Jay Higgs. And Knowlesy is into the pits and let his teammate get first service end. So now Knowlesy's in the pits as well. His teammate will not overtake him at this stage because he had to serve that 10-second penalty. But Knowlesy back on the hard tires until the end of the Grand Prix. So Knowlesy could be a major factor later on in this one. And then Brabbit also on the medium tires as well, as he's also pitted and put on a new set of medium compound tires. Just proved that Fast turned the safety car off in 100% serious pressure, saying that, as I was praying for a safety car a lot through the way through that race, so I can't remember much about the race, but I always remember thinking about a safety car. And then we've also got for sure Cameron was saying that, so yes, we'll have to blame Farf. We love blaming Farf. I haven't blamed Farf for almost 2 weeks, so we got to make sure, we got to make up for lost time, haven't we? Lap 13 of this race, and as I said, it's going to be a long old one. This is the closest we're going to get to an endurance race in Grand Prix, isn't it? As it is a long race indeed. Then, and oh no! And Indigo is in the wall, and my goodness me, he has damaged the Mercedes, and he's going to be kicking himself as pieces of the session there. And my goodness me, that is not ideal at all. And I'm not sure. I think Indigo, he is doing too much, getting his tyres warmed up, and I think there's too much weaving there for Indigo. He might get lucky here, might be able to pit. Oh, but either way, well, it's trying to make the best of a bad job here. But safety car's in. That's just that's not what Indigo wants either. How badly damaged is that front wing? He's lost an end plate. Indigo has. That's going to be a lot of understeer, and that's going to hurt the tires, hurt Indigo's pace as well, and potentially Indigo is on course for a superb podium which is very much on the cards. That's not going to be the case anymore. Indigo is under the safety car, damaged his front wing, not ideal at all for Indigo then, and now we're going to be green in just a few moments time. Then safety car, Burmalander is zooming off into the distance then, and we're going to be back racing again in just a few seconds time then. When is Swift going to drop the hammer? He goes! Let's go! So Sam Swift and Menace Max, Immortal Keza, Indigo's in the pit, said that was a horror show. And look at that, Chapper said has lost out in the restart here. Marky having a sniff for them more than that. Marky has been a revelation as Indigo out of the race there, so the damage was too great then. Into the pits comes Equals as well, so Equals in the pits. What's happening? Also damage to Equals and now soft tires for the RB. Oh dear, that is not ideal at all then. So Indigo out of the Grand Prix sadly as we come down the back straight then. As Jay Hings is dropping down the order as well. That's damage to Jay Hings. And what's happened here? And now we got Tory then, and Knowlesy is now through. Another 2 length for this. Now we got Chappers who's lost out because now through, and there's a lot of sparks off that Sauber, but I think that it's all fine. I think it's just skinning on the ground. And Chappers down in the 6th position there. But here's Lucas Percy. Now with the 7th, he's had no pace so far in this race, but I feel that that's because he was on the soft tyres. Now he's in the thick of the action, and let's see what he can do there. I'm pushing Chappers all the way. Remember, Chappers, his teammate, is Sam Swift Ninja, and he's of course trying to fight back the points he lost in Monza. Sam Swift Ninja is, and Sam Swift Ninja currently leads the way, and Lucas Percival is back in contention there with some points, and at this moment in time we'll keep the lead in the World Drivers' Championship, which I think that will be a great result indeed then, because Percy has struggled for pace since the get-go here tonight. He had a really good lap at the end of qualifying 1, but qualifying 2 he was knocked out then. Now it's on the soft tyres. He's gambled on the soft tyres. Gamble didn't pay off, and has been trudging at the back of the field up until the safety cars come up. But the second half of the race is now started, and what can Percy do from here on in then? And that would have buffed out Indigo, says Serious Mushroom. Indigo out of Grand Prix. Equals has gone soft tyres for the time being. I think, but as we said with Percy, the fuel load has come off now, but I do think the soft tyres is probably not the way to go at this stage of proceedings. However, I have been wrong before. I could be wrong again then, but I do feel that that potentially may not be the best best to go. And here comes Marky up the inside, passes Keza. And up in the 4th position there, but Keza's going to have a look, but no dice here. The question is though, can those medium tyres get to the end of the race from here on in? So we're keeping an eye on Marky, Delando, Vessier and Brabbit. All those 3 drivers, all 4 I should say, are on the medium tyre. And look at the pace, and the Marky was really committed to that. And Walt's doing a good job in 3rd position. Menace still leads Menace still 2nd position, and it is still Sam Swift Ninja that leads the way there. Percy all over the back of Chappers, and Chappers then, I'm not sure if Chappers is going to be too concerned about Percy's championship challenge, mainly because his teammate is fighting for the championship. But Chappers is drawing superbly well tonight, and of course this is for race position, and he's not going to wave anyone through here. And I think that, of course, I don't think he's going to intentionally slow down Percy either, to be honest. And I don't think that that's what is in Chappers' mind at the moment. I think what's in Chappers' mind is getting these 8 points which are really take him well out of the relegation zone of that battle, of the relegation battle at the moment. And of course there's 3 drivers that goes down into silver if you finish 18th, 19th or 20th in the Drivers' Championship. At the moment then, Chappers is 17th. Percy, they're very much wrestling that car. Goodness gracious me, the back end trying to step out, but Percy, they're really driving this Aston Martin. Hopefully he doesn't get issues there with overheated here. And Keza is now coming back out, Marky. Look at that then, as it gets back past Marky for 4th position then. Now we've got Brabbit getting past the Alpine, his Alpine teammate of Knowlesy. Of course, I wonder if that might have been a bit of after you, sir. And now going up into 30th as Jay Hings and Tory down into 40th. Equals on the soft tyres, but no fast lap for Tory for Equals at the moment, which I feel that's possibly because the track is just not in pristine condition at the moment. Gap in the front is about 7/10 of a second, so Sam Swift is very much under the cosh here from Menace still, and Immortal's also in the vicinity as well. The top three are starting to race away because Keza's in full position, and Keza has a very hungry Kick Sauber all over his gearbox in the form of Marky. Then we have Chappers, Lucas Percy, then we got Delando, Coop, and Vessier, all very much within DRS range of each other, and all scrapping away then. Back at the front, then, that's a bit of a clump of the curb there, and look at that then. Sam Swift Ninja has gained that 1 second advantage, which is crucial, but he hasn't done it in the, well, Marky, I thought Marky had DRS there, but is that DRS not working for the Ferrari? It didn't look like it opened there, unfortunately, and that's not ideal at all, is it? Onboard Investor is currently on the fringes of the top 10 in the Kick Sauber. Good result so far from Vessier. It wasn't looking too good in qualifying, was it? Where he was struggling with the setup there and was very bewildered by the setup of the Kick Sauber. But I think as the race has gone on there, Vessier has very much got into the groove of things in this one. Brabbit is about a second away. There's Brabbit. There's Knowles in the background. So the two Alpines, I think, are going to join this battle now. And look at this. Is once again Marky and Keza are just swapping position about then, as these two are very much scrapping away, aren't they? I don't think they're losing too much time though, are they? They're just after you, good sir, at this moment in time. And I think that Keza will be thinking about when are those medium tires going to drop off then. We think that about where all the medium tires got to about lap 11 earlier on then, and if we did feel that the hard tires are starting to become the preferred race tire at that stage there. So if that is the case now, we've got to wait another 6 laps then, which will take us to lap 23-ish, something like that. Quick Master's not much strong point then, so around that time anyway. And Percy is dropped right off the back here. Percy's out of DRS range now and struggling. Is Percy at the moment, just cannot get the pace at the moment then, is the championship leader. And now we've got Delando who is on the medium tires. But Percy's done, remember, an extra 5 laps on the hard. Is that going to be crucial on this stage of proceedings? And I feel it could be crucial, but we expect that those hard tires should get him easily to the end of the race out. But we're not sure about the medium tires. And I'll keep repeating it, but that is what is to play for in this race at the moment. Sam Swift Ninja's out of DRS range now, properly out of DRS range now, and Immortal is the driver that's on the ascendancy in the top 3 at the moment. Now Immortal really pressuring Menace Max in the battle for 2nd and 3rd position. There we've got this almighty scrap for 4th and 5th between Keza and Marky, and Immortal's through, but then Menace Max comes swooping back through and back up into the lead, and Delando's in the wall, and that's in the wall in a very unusual place in the VSC. What's happened to Delando? And the VSC at the moment then, and that is unusual. What has happened there? And I think that was a fight between himself, Coop, and Percy here, and that has come to a very unhappy ending there for Delando, and that is our 6th retirement. A very this is a very high attrition Grand Prix at the moment there, isn't there? Goodness gracious me. As a lot of drivers said, after a 2-week break has come back there, but we've lost 6 drivers in this one, out of the 20 cars that started. That's why we need Andretti on the grid. I haven't moaned about Andretti for almost 2 weeks there. So yes, I do need to have a good old whinge again. Oh no! And drive-through penalty, and Percy is fuming. What's going on with Percy here? And he is getting out of the way, but it's a drive-through penalty for Percy, and that is a horror show for the championship leader, and Percy is going to be kicking himself out. And now look at this, and his Vessier's up in his 10th position, Cooper's in 8th position now, Percy is going to serve his penalty, but this is a nightmare for the championship leader. Cooper's having a look then, but nothing more than that, then going down into turn 1. Look at Knowlesy and Brabbit now 9th and 10th position at the moment. Knowlesy is in front of Brabbit somehow as well. How did that happen? Last time we seen the Alpines, it was the other way around. But Percy into the pits there. Oder hard tires now. A drive-through penalty as well. What happened there? Good for Equal, says Cheers Fresh. And someone peed in Marky Cyril this morning because he is absolutely like a rocket. And up into 7th position there goes Coop and passes Vessier as well. I'd love to hopefully Delando lets us know what happened to him, because that is not ideal at all from Delando's point of view, because I think that he was on the medium tires. He may have been able to get to the end, potentially, but he was like a rocket ship at the moment, wasn't he? Absolutely flying out there. And Coop is, Champers is flying there as well, as is Coop. All the drivers that have struggled to score points this season, and I think that 3 of the 4 bottom drivers in the championship are all in the points here tonight then, and that is going to put more pressure on Mr. Raging Bull, who's only got 2 points so far, and that's going to put a lot of pressure on Box tell. But Markey then, a good result here tonight, and we'll get him well away from that relegation zone as well. I got a bit of indigestion, my goodness me. As we're just on board now with Markey coming out of the final turn and DRS at the moment, but I feel that now is the time then for the medium tyres to start to struggle. I'm sure this is about the time that the medium tyres were struggling before. So with Delando, I think hopefully we'll see what happens to Delando in just a few moments starting then, but on board with a Motor as Menace Max then is going to have to get the fence again, and of course they got very close here a couple of laps ago. Sam says there's about 2 seconds away now. Menace is struggling at the moment in that Ferrari, and is just not got the pace at the moment in the second position there. Percy is down to 12 after serving that drive-through penalty for the championship leader, and is once again back out of the point scoring position. About 11 laps to go in this race, and look at the understeer on that kick Sauber there. That is what dirty air can do to you when you're stuck behind a car in front. And this car in question is Keza. Chappers in 6th position. Brilliant drive for Chappers at the moment, and it will be 5th position, which will be his best result of his career in Grand Prix racing if he stays out, because there is a 3-second penalty coming Markey's way in the kick Sauber. Great drive in the moment there for Chappers there. It's been almost a complete performance here from Chappers. Oh no. And Percy is in the wall, damaged the car, and the championship leader is having a difficult race here in Singapore. Singapore has never been too kind to championship leaders, have they? And unfortunately, sadly for Lucas Percy, he is getting that sinking feeling here tonight. Then Markey there is really putting the pressure on them. I've got the telemetry label. That's shocking. As Markey is really starting to put pressure on Keza once again. Then, but he's got to do 19, 20 laps on these medium tires. Does Markey? I think that's too much for the medium tires. You know, I feel they're going to really struggle. Nosey is now as Menace Max and once again, and look at this, he's gone deep then, and now this time though it's very much neck and neck. They're going into turn 8 then, and they somehow, wow, what great racing, and through into 2nd position still goes Menace. Brilliant drive deep, but look at this though, and unfortunately still stuck behind now. Still stuck behind Immortal is there from Menace. So Menace Max has lost a lot of speed now, and Immortal is the quicker of the 2 drivers, but he just can't get through the moment. So we're on board with the Mercedes. Oh my goodness gracious me, I was going to say Knowlesy is all over the gearbox of Vestian. We're on board with Knowlesy now in 9th position. A good result so far. There is a crawling. It's not crawling, is it? There's an Aston Martin, which I thought was going slower down the bridge, but it's all fine and dandy then. Oh, fun and done then. Sorry about the range. I was so annoyed with myself. It's a stupid crash under the safety car, says Indigo, who is unfortunately out of the Grand Prix. And Indigo was on course for at least 5th position, probably even higher than that, to be honest, because he was in a very good position, Indigo was there. But that is heartbreak indeed there for Indigo. Oh, contact then between Vesser and Knowlesy. Knowlesy getting a bit too friendly with the rear posterior of the kick Sauber. Because having a look then, but nothing more than that than going into a turn 1 there. As this race is coming into the final third of the Grand Prix. So Alex is going to get a nosebleed. Alex is doing a great job at the moment. Of course, Alex, aka Knowlesy, currently in 9th position in the Alpine machine. And his teammates about 13 seconds is also in the top 10 as well. Brabant is and doing a good job, and both Alpines are. Sorry for causing the CSC. I was going for the move on the inside, but defended well, but was caught off guard with the overspeed. Percy. So Delando out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately, as And unfortunately for Delando at the race, it looked like a very odd place to crash. I did, of course, as it was coming down the first of the 3 DRS straights in this Grand Prix then. But sadly for Delando out of the race there. Sadly for Percy, down in 40th position. He's on fresh medium tyres now, Percy is there. At this moment in time for Percy, he's about, oh goodness gracious me, a long way. I was going to calculate, but I better not. He's well over 40 seconds away at the moment. Probably even more than that. And so Percy very much in a different time zone at the moment. He's very far behind then, sadly, for Percy. Well, the Chapper's in 6th position mode. They're just struggling to keep up with Markey, who is currently in 4th position now rather than 5th. I've missed that somewhere. Here's Nosey having a sniff again there, but he's much quicker than the Kick Sauber. And I think the Kick Sauber's tyres may start to struggle. Jay Hinks could be in prime position in that McLaren to potentially get some points for himself out of the fall turn. And look at that Kick Sauber there. He's just got no tracks on those rear tyres, just like P said earlier on this race there. Nosey up into 5th position there, and more points for the Alpine. And Nosey's an absolute expert in street races, and he's showing why here tonight there. The next target is Coop, as in Soup then, who is just in front of him in the Drivers' Championship as well, very, very close in the Drivers' Championship there. So there's a lot of time to be a lot of points to be gained here for Knowles. Great result so far for Knowlesy. Brilliant stuff indeed there. And hopefully, of course, if I sweet talk Knowles, then if he's on a good race today, then it's a good opportunity to ask him about a pay increase as well. Of course, what is my payment? I hear you ask that. Hopefully, well, it's too early for a Cadbury's Cream Egg, isn't it? I do love a Cadbury's Cream Egg, but oh gosh, they're so close coming on some bridge there, isn't it? Both Kick Saubers there have been under a lot of pressure over the last couple of laps so far. There's Aston Martin and Coop as in Soup. The other Aston Martin of Lucas Percy down in 14th position mode there, looking very. He's got us fast. He would get that point for fast lap, which means he would keep the lead in the championship by 1 point. Going into Austin next week there. No more breaks in the championship in the calendar now for ALR. We are going now full blast until the end of the season as the final checker flag drops in Abu Dhabi. And will the champion, if the championship has been so far in the first 17-18 races there, we could be going down to the wire, which would be brilliant, wouldn't it? I gotta say, I would like to be in the driver's shoes, but it'd be great TV or streaming service or whatever. Look at this, Keza all over the back of Markey. Now Markey's got a lot of speed here tonight, hasn't he? Chappers has also got some great speed as well in 5th position. Great result so far for Chappers as a Moto, and there he goes. And has he done it this time? Yes, because look at that Moto there, slamming the door this time, so Menace Max cannot get the position back. Oh, and Moto almost lost the car there, and Keza's through as well and up into 4th position there. Knowlesy getting very close to the back of Coop as well here. Knowlesy is technically on the position already because of the penalty that Coop's got in front of him, but I think that Knowlesy will be thinking about more than just 7th position in this race. I think that Knowlesy could probably potentially get up to 6th or maybe even higher than that. Then great result so far for Knowles, and he's going to be loving life out there at the moment, and of course which is going to be cracking stuff, and hopefully I can ask about me chocolate payment as well. But however, having said that, it's not Knowlesy that I've got a problem with. I've got a sweet talk Smithy, because I know he drives a hard bargain when it comes to chocolate. Sam Swift Ninja 4 seconds up the road from a Moto with Menace Max down in 2nd position, in 3rd position I should say. Menace Max has dropped off in these since going to the hard tyres. I think the Menace Max is just struggling on these harder compounded tyres, which we have seen that certain drivers do struggle, don't they, with using the harder compound tyres, and some drivers struggle with the medium tyres as well, and maybe it's just sometimes a too aggressive driving style, not aggressive enough potentially. Of course, one of the major talking points in Formula 1 at the moment, apart from that great Brazilian Grand Prix and how well that Max Verstappen drove today, was also of course the talk about some cars, aka McLaren potential, some teams McLaren filling up their tyres with water to combat the overheating then, which was not allowed in the rules, I don't believe. So Red Bull is trying to lodge a protest for that potentially then. But that'll be interesting to see how that goes on, doesn't it? But of course, Max Verstappen could potentially win the Drivers' Championship in Las Vegas, and what a party that would be in 3 weeks' time there. We have got good to see Keza can play COD for a week straight and keep it out of the wall, unlike the rest of these of these people, says Carter Joyce. We have also got, if Alex crashes, I'm going to lose me job then, says Serious Russia. So we've got Jay Hings there, who's got a 3-second penalty as well. Markey having a sniff, but nothing more than that. That is, I think that Keza, I'm surprised how well Markey's doing on those medium tyres. I'd have bet my bottom dollar that I thought that the medium tyres would have fallen off a few laps ago, but Markey driving superbly well. He's standing up in the seat of that Kick Sauber. It's going to be hard to pick driver of the day today, isn't it? I don't envy again be the man who's going to be picking the 4 drivers, because potentially you could probably pick up most of the grid here tonight. Yellow flag, and it's Jay Hings off at the Anderson Bridge there, and he hasn't been able to slow the car down, and he's got damage to the right end plate by the looks of that McLaren, and that's unfortunate there. Let's just that was a long shot. I think he has. Yes, he has, sadly. Not ideal at all, unfortunately. Markey now all over the gearbox again then. Now Markey, it's been the Markey and Keza show, hasn't it, most of tonight? It's been a brilliant bit of battle there. There's Chappers not too far away either. Down into turn 4. He's got to, turn 7, and he is through. Anyway, there he goes. Brilliant performance there. And Driver of the Day is out then, and goodness gracious me, you got Keza, Nosey, Markey, and Chappers. Wow. I got to be honest. It could be pick and mix, really, couldn't it? Unfortunately, I don't think we can have pick and mix, which I'd love a pick and mix, to be honest. And I've lost the where's the driver thing gone? Oh, never mind. Right, but yes, of course, there are your 4 drivers. Said driver of the day. He said, of course, get them in, and then we'll see who gets driver of the day then. But I can't see it now because I think I've broken my phone. 1 second. Yes, there it is. So at the moment, then we got Chappers on 50%, 25% for Markey, 25% for Keza as well. Nosey, no percent harsh. Light said, I apologize for reset track. Good luck to the rest of the grid. Light said, Lights don't own up. You did reset the track, did you? Don't own up to it. Right, we got Menace saying, still on the tail of Immortal. I haven't said that though. If anyone watched the 2009 Australian Grand Prix, did Lewis Hamilton get told off for lying to the stewards? I think it cost. Was it Dave Robson his job in the McLaren team back then as well? I think Jarno Trulli went off the track. Lewis Hamilton overtook, and then Lewis Hamilton let him Trulli back pass. And he said afterwards that then he said to stewards afterwards that he did not let Trulli through, and Trulli overtook under his own accord. And then he got a bit of a talent off in the Malaysian Grand Prix a few weeks later or a week later. So yes, potentially do not lie to the stewards, but I haven't said that. It is Nosey. Through and up in 2-7 finish there. And now Nosey is flying out there. He's got a 4-second deficit between himself and Chappers, who is flying out there as well. Menace has got a 3-second penalty. If he overtakes Immortal with just 5-6 laps to go in this race, then he'll have to skate up down the road of about 3 seconds, which I don't think is doable, because Immortal and Menace have been so close in terms of pace here tonight. I think that I'll be very impressed if he can do that. So at the moment, as Menace is very much called being a menace there, and Knowles has already found 9/10 of a second on this lap as well. There is Knowles in the background. He is dragging along Coop as in Soup as well. But of course, Knowles doesn't want to let Coop back through here. Coop, he wants to now start to get after these gaggle of cars here. Knowles, he could potentially be looking at a 6th position there, which would be his best result of the season thus far, which would be great stuff indeed there for Knowles. There is the Alpine, and for some reason he has a black box on. For some reason, there's a black bit of the car that's been blacked out, hasn't it? There it is in the background. I don't know why it does that, and I've been doing it for a couple of races now, and it really annoys me, to be honest. I have tried to ignore that, but sadly, some things cannot be ignored. Vesey's got a 3-second penalty. At this moment, that is not going to hurt him. Brabbit is through in 7-2-9 finish now. Unbeknownst to me, whilst I've been waffling on about chocolate and lying to the stewards and all that kind of stuff, and this is not what you've come to watch ALR for. You've not come to watch about my chocolate fetishes and all that kind of stuff. What I should be talking about is the Grand Prix itself. But there you go, I just got distracted too easily. Keza is still all over the gearbox of Markey, but Keza does not need to overtake Markey. However, he would like to overtake Markey because he probably knows that Knowlesy is on a mission, and also Chappers is going. Oh, Chappers might have lost a bit of time there. He's still in DRS range at the moment, which is good stuff. But Keza probably wants a bit of a breathing space between himself and Chappers, of course. Chappers still 43% of the vote at the moment. Markey 14, Keza 14, Nosey on 29% now as well for Driver of the Day. And keep your votes coming in. Driver of the Day will be available until the end of the race there. So, of course, if you do not know who to vote for now, then you can wait until after the checkered flag. Lucas Percy, 30 minutes. Luke Percy's had a horror show of a race there. And I don't think this is the first time this season that Percy is not going to score any points in a race. The lowest that Percy has finished this season has been 5th position, I believe, then. So this is a horror show of a race there for Percy. First race of the season that Percy's not going to score in a Grand Prix. And of course, up until this point, the lowest place he's finished is actually 5th by the looks of things. Yep. Jay Hings out of the race, and it's the same place as where he crashed a minute ago or a few laps ago. And Jay Hings out of the race there for the McLaren team. Where is he? He's just disappeared as Tory on their debut is in 10th position now, and Kez through and passes Markey now, and Markey is down into 5th position again. So we've got to Chaffers in 6th. Nosey has now found another couple of tenths. The gap is down to 2.25 seconds. There he is in the background. Nosey is he's on a charge, and this is a bit like the old Nosey when he was winning Grand Prix all them many moons ago then, and he's really found some pace. And of course he used to be a street track specialist, didn't he? And those did that. Remember the Monaco Grand Prix? Him and Emerson had a duel in that nighttime race. I think that's the only time we ever done a night race in ALR was in season. I keep thinking it was season 2. Oh, Knowles, did he go into the barrier there? Knowles did that. He looks okay, but looks like lost a bit of momentum now. We've got 3 laps to go to the end. Then make that 2 now. Sam Swift Ninja, 5.5 seconds up the road then. Sam Swift is checked out. At the moment then, Sam Swift Ninja would be 1 point behind Lucas Percy going into the next race in USA. But Percy's had a horror show of a Grand Prix. He is 44 seconds behind Vessier at this moment in time then. I think that's a bit too much of a stretch there, albeit he's only on 8 lap medium tires. If Vessier can keep those, well, Vessier could probably pit now, to be fair, and he's come out in front still, and maybe on a fresh set of soft tires there for Vessier. But Vessier getting another point then in his quest of in his gold quest, which is good stuff deep there. Knowles is technically in 6th position now, isn't he, already, with the 5-second penalty there for 3-second penalty there for Markey, unfortunately. There, but Knowles, I think, would be fronts a bit more there. He is like a shark that smells blood in the water, and Knowles is like a freight train now, isn't he? Well, Vessier either has listened to me, which is a very dangerous thing indeed, or the Sauber team was already preparing for a pit stop, and now the pit stop comes Vessier then. That should hold him off. That should hold off Percy to the end of the Grand Prix. I think Vessier's got a 3-second penalty, but yeah, Percy's only just coming into the second to last chicane now, so he's still got quite a nice bit of gap then between himself and Percy. Samsung Ninja then is just having a lovely Sunday drive today with his championship rival Percy having a great. So I think it's equal. It's almost equal now, isn't it, between the 2 championship rivals? Percy hasn't retired from this race tonight, but he has not scored then, just like Sam Swift Ninja in the Italian Grand Prix 2 weeks ago. So his honours even now, isn't there, between those 2 drivers? And they both had a bad race in the last couple of races, so it is going to be very much equal. It's going to be even Stevens now in the round 19 of the championship there, as we are very much covered into crunch time in the World Drivers' Championship and the Constructors as well, as we got a Ferrari in the wall then. It is Tori on there, David's night then, done 10 laps on the soft tires. Those soft tires are probably not feeling too fresh at the moment, are they? Knowlesy is now in DRS range of Chappers. He's flying out there, Knowlesy is. There he is. And Keza is trying, Keza is still just giving Markey DRS, but Markey will not have DRS next time around because Kez is finally checking out now from this battle for 4th position there. So Markey will now drop to 7th position in this Grand Prix because sadly he's got a 3-second penalty unless of course he can appeal it, depending on how he got that 3-second penalty. On board now, Chappers is going to be. There's yellow flags for, I think it's for the Ferrari, just get out of the way of Tory in 12th position there. So it's all good. I was concerned that, no disrespect to Tory there, but of course Menace, that would have been big ramifications if Menace had issues there, and that would have elevated Keza onto the podium there. Markey's had a really good second sector there. He's somehow kept himself in DRS range, and the winner is Sam Swift Ninja. He wins the Singapore Grand Prix, his 7th Grand Prix win of his career. And someone has forgotten to keep an eye on the race leader. That's Sam Swift Ninja's 13th Grand Prix win in 30 starts there for Sam Swift. That's a brilliant drive indeed there. Chappers getting good points there, and Aston Martin only getting a handful of points there, which means that Williams have now retaken the lead in the Constructors' Championship as well. So Chappers a great result today, and with Knowlesy as well. That's a huge ramification in the driver's standings there. But Sam Swift Ninja is 13th Grand Prix win in 30 Grand Prix starts. And that is a pretty good strike rate, isn't it, from the world champion, aiming to become a two-time world champion. The first driver in ALR Formula 1 history to win a championship on 2 different games then, which will be fantastic indeed. I'm sure that Sam Swift Ninja will put that accolade on his fridge. But tonight, Sam Swift Ninja has reeled in Lucas Percy, and the gap is 1 point then separates the 2 champions going into round 19 of the championship in Austin, Texas in a week's time. Sam Swift Ninja is a Grand Prix winner here in Singapore. Driver of the day is Chappers and Nosey. I'm going to be honest, I'd say fair result to be fair, because they both drove superbly well here tonight. Then really good stuff indeed. Well, I must say then, it was very much, I think the Sam Swift Ninja potentially probably could have and should have had pole position here tonight then, but in the race itself then, what an absolute stupendous performance there from Sam Swift Ninja here tonight. Absolutely lovely, jubbly indeed then. Oh yes, not only did he nail the Grand Prix, he's also nailed that landing as well. What a superb stuff indeed then. Very commanding performance from Sam. Astro John is saying GG. It certainly was there. I don't think at any stage of the Grand Prix did he look under threat. There's a couple, well, maybe there's a couple laps where Menace was being a menace to Sam Swift. But overall, I think the Sam Swift kind of had it all under control, I feel. I don't think there's any stage of the race where Sam Swift felt like he was under pressure. And now let's take a final look at the classification then from the Singapore Grand Prix. And, Sam Swift there, his 13th Grand Prix win of his career. Then we got Immortal, great drive to second out. Menace in third, Kez in fourth. Champion is best result of his career in fifth. Nosey is best result of the season in sixth there. 7th is Marky Coop, 8th, great drive. 9th is Brabant, and 10th is Bessia. Percy in 11th position gets a bonus point, so he's got a 1 point lead in the championship going into Austin. Then we got Tori on their debut in third position with Equals 13th, and retirements was Jay Hings, Indigo, Delando, someone else, and someone else. Yes, in the Grand Prix land. Whew. Wow, well that was a good race, wasn't it? And to be honest, it wasn't that long at all. We've not even hit the 2-hour mark yet. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then in the in the Grand Prix tonight, and of course with getting rid of those 4 corners, certainly has made the Grand Prix slightly quicker, hasn't it? Indeed, that. Great drive from Sam Swift to take his 13th Grand Prix win of his career. Superb stuff indeed, and the championship lead is down to 1 point then in the championship. Ultimate Beast has got a 117 point lead in the championship going into tomorrow's race. Mumford has got a 97-point lead over Gordo, who's in third position on there. That's looking very tense indeed. And of course, bronze, 34 points separates Marsky and Dandan going into Tuesday's race as well. And I think I'm all alone. There's no one here beside me, which is perfect because it's just about striking 9 o'clock, which means that I can go for my beauty sleep, as it has been a superb race. And what a day of race it's been. And of course, if you've watched the Brazilian Grand Prix right from the get-go at 10:30 this morning, it has been a fantastic day, hasn't it? Qualifying and the race on the same day, just like what ALR has been doing for years. Maybe they should do that instead. Fantastic stuff indeed. And Sam Swift Ninja, a crucial win, which has now elevated himself to just 1 point from Lucas Percy. The last 2 champions in ALR are going to be going head-to-head in the final 5 races or so. Cannot wait. Maybe 6. Cannot wait. Noel's going to take you through silver tomorrow. I'm going to bed. Good night.